So as you can see behind me is the T-Mobile Arena here in Vegas, where Benavidez and Zurdo will be having their championship fight later today. But this video is about the Nakatani and Inoue fight that just took place. The fight ended up being around 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time on the West Coast here in the States. And going into it, I'll be honest, it left me wanting more from Nakatani. Even though I was rooting for Inoue, it left me wanting more from Nakatani. I wanted to see him actually step in and give Inoue a inside battle. I know it's not really Nakatani's style to fight on the inside, especially after that last performance with Hernandez, but having this only be Nakatani's second fight at this weight, I think if he can mature into the weight class and find his rhythm, find his style at 122, then, and if Inoue still is champion within 2 years, and he wants to do the rematch with Nakatani, then I think that's something that should be set up. Inoue versus Nakatani 2. I mean, the Inoue does numbers by himself, but when you add Nakatani, which is like a civil war in Japan now between the two fighters, you got a Japanese versus another Japanese, and they're fighting in Japan. It's not like they're bringing them to the States. Like their market is the Japanese. So I don't see why a rematch would not be something that they do, especially after the judges gave Nakatani such a close fight. It was like 2-point difference, 4-point difference. I don't remember the scorecards exactly, but I had the fight. I had scored it 8-2. 10-2. The last 2 rounds I gave to Inoue, but the fifth was Nakatani's round, and then I believe it was the 9th or the 10th was Nakatani's round as well. And he only won those 2. For me, the first 6 were all Inoue. For me, the first 4 were all Inoue's rounds. It was really, really clear to me, but the commentators were saying that it was some type of 50-50. But like, if you look at the numbers, look at how many slips, look at how many jabs Nakatani threw, but how many that didn't land. The cleaner shots were landed by Inoue. Inoue was pushing back. He was landing the most damage. He was the most active. Inoue was just the better fighter for the first 4 rounds, up until that 5th, if you want to even give him the 5th. And around the 9th round, they started to really pick up the pace and start swinging. With Nakatani being down on the scorecards, his corner was telling him that he was down on the scorecard, so he had to go out and try to get a knockout. I really thought Inoue would have got a knockdown at least on Nakatani, so he kind of disappointed me there too, but I understand what he has in front of him. You know, an undefeated fighter, a young, hungry undefeated fighter who they call Big Bang, and he has the fucking power to knock him out with 1 punch as well. But Inoue, I think he should have dropped him. He should have knocked him out. Towards the end, I seen a glimpse of what he did to Ramon Cardenas, and that fight with Cardenas was honestly a better fight than what this one was. The Cardenas fight was hyped up because Inoue was coming to the States, and he was fighting at this very same arena, the T-Mobile right here behind me. And that's why it was hyped up, because he was coming to the States, and that was a great fight that Cardenas did. He dropped Inoue. Inoue gets back up and knocks him out. He knocked him out on his feet. The ref had to step in. It was a TKO. It wasn't like Cardenas didn't hit the canvas. But this fight with Nakatani, in that Cardenas fight, Inoue liked to go to the ropes and lure Cardenas in, and Cardenas was doing the same shit to Inoue to catch him with that left hook. And Inoue was doing that today with Nakatani, trying to lure him into the ropes and catch him with the hook, which he was successful a few times, but they weren't really big punches that ended the fight. Obviously, it went all 12 rounds. But I would love to see this fight again. I understand Inoue at the end, through the translator, I understood that he's tired. I mean, he's had, I want to say it's like 6 camps, maybe 5 fight camps back to back, where he's been fighting in Japan, and then he comes to the U.S. with Cardenas, and then he had that Picasso one. I mean, he's just been nonstop in fight camp, training camp. So we probably won't see from Naoya up until like November, December, maybe even September. Shit, with Mexican Independence Day, he might fight with Bam if Turkey can set that fight up, because Canelo's fighting out in Riyadh, and it's rumored that it's Mbili, and Turkey was talking about doing a Mexico versus the world card. So if Bam, I don't know if he considers himself Mexican or not, but if Bam can fight with Inoue in Riyadh, set it up, you know, while Bam still, I mean, well, Inoue still has his titles, while he's still a champ, he's still young. But yeah, maybe that's what it was. It was the wear and tear on Inoue, that he didn't really want to engage in any more physical beating, or he didn't want to put his body through any more physical beating than he had to. So he just didn't. He cruised. To me, he cruised, but apparently the judges saw a 2-point difference, a real close fight for them. We'll see what's next for Junto as well. He did an okay effort. Towards the end, he started to pick up the pace, and then that head clash opened up. I want to say it was his. I think it was his right eyebrow. But it opened up one of the eyebrows on Nakatani, and then I think it was like in the 9th or the 10th when he couldn't see, and Inoue was just landing that right hand. I mean, like, there's moments where he could have knocked him out, but I think he chose not to, just because he was another Japanese countryman, and he didn't want to do him like that, you know, on a big stage. The same way Canelo could have knocked out Munguia, and he had him wobbled many times. But he just didn't want to. He cruised to the 12 rounds, to the decision. But before the fight happened, I had posted a video, very late, but I had still posted a video where I said Inoue's twitchiness and his speed with the feints would be what wins him the fight. And I think it was the speed that won him the fight, but at the same time, I think it was his power, because Nakatani was getting hit, and at some point, he would have Inoue in front of him, and Nakatani would just keep jumping back without jabbing and without engaging and keeping Inoue at distance. He would throw the jab out sometimes, and when he would throw it, Inoue would just bob and weave under, and Nakatani would miss with the jab. Like, bro, there was obvious levels to this. Like, you could see who the younger fighter was and who the less experienced fighter was. So I'm not mad that Inoue won, but I'm mad that I expected more. I think a lot of people expected more. It wasn't a boring fight, though. I don't think it was a boring fight. It was a very good fight. One that people should look to understand real good technical boxing between two Japanese fighters. And then the battle of the lead foot. At the beginning, Junto was stepping on Inoue's foot, and I never understood, or I still don't understand, why Junto didn't turn counterclockwise into Inoue and hit him with some body shots there. He didn't use any angles. He would just step back, jump forward, and Inoue would use his range too to get that jab. It was either an up jab or an uppercut that would land on Junto. Sorry to the New York hotel. I disconnected their cable box and plugged in my laptop so I could watch the fight on the TV. I know they don't have AirPlay on them because of security reasons and stuff. Like,
the biggest night in Japanese boxing history, and it's one of the biggest around the globe.
But yeah, for a big fight like that, I'm surprised Las Vegas didn't have any watch parties. I mean, it was at 5 a.m. I can't blame them, but still, man, this spots are open 24 hours around here. Like, no one could have shown me a little fight. I also didn't look it up, to be honest, but I'm just bitching. Yeah, that fight was a good fight. Expected more. Inoue's speed was definitely a factor in this fight. His ability to get in and out of range with that jab, even though he has the shorter arm and the shorter reach. That's another thing. Nakatani had the longer reach, and he was a taller fighter. He had all the advantages to win. Younger, not faster. He was slow, very slow compared to Inoue. Especially with the hooks, those wide hooks, and on the inside, he wasn't able to get those uppercuts off when he wanted to. He did catch Inoue with a few shots as well, but nothing crazy that stumbled him or made me go think that the end was near and in Nakatani's favor. But we'll see where these boys go after their mega fight at the Tokyo Dome in Japan. What's left for me is wait for Zurdo and Benavides to squabble it out, and Resendiz and Munguia. That's the fight I'm most excited for right now. Hopefully it's not a big letdown. And not a big letdown. I'm being too critical of the fight, but hopefully it's more excited than Inoue and Nakatani was today.